today is Air Force. You know Air Force? In the world today is Air Force, like America has Air Force, Malaysia has Air Force, Pakistan has Air Force. All around the world there is Air Force. So I said that was the first ever Air Force in the human history. First ever Air Force in the human history. There was no Air Force before that. Allah gave the idea of the Air Force to the human being. That this is the Air Force. The small birds is like airplane and they're carrying the bombs. This hijara means Sijil is like the bombs and they're throwing on the army and the army was destroyed. So that was the first ever Air Force attack on a land army with the elephants and all the army were destroyed. So that year that the Prophet Muhammad was born. And there were lots of signs, beautiful signs. The one of the signs was a light. And there was a star, a special star. It's called like the tail something. And there was, they mentioned those signs in the books before, like Torah, in Injil. It's mentioned there. And there were people in Makkah, the Jews and the Christians, they know about that. The Rahab, like Buhaira, Rahab, and there was a Jewish scholar, the Samuel. They know those old signs and they found out that there was a light and they were crying and they were good pious people and they really wanted to believe in the last prophet and they were thinking it might be coming from a Jew or Bani Israel but finally they found out this child was born in Makkah in the family of Abdul Muttalib. And Abdul Muttalib was the great family, very honorable family in Makkah. And cut short because I have a very short time here. So when the Prophet Muhammad born, his father was died. So before he come to the world, he was already orphan, yatim. And then when he born in Makkah, in the Kaaba there were idols. They started to fall down. The time, and then maybe the time was Subha Sadiq, the morning, Fajr time. If it is 12 Rabiul Awwal or whatever day, it was Fajr time. The Fajr time, exactly Fajr time, when the light coming out from the east, that time he born. That should be like 4:30, maybe something like this. It was morning time, early morning he born. And when he born, he came out and there was lots of light. Even in the room, there was lots of light. And the mother was carried and then there was a caretaker to help for the delivery, a lady. And then initially, because the mother has no enough milk to feed the baby to the Prophet Muhammad. So initially the lady he mentioned about the female slave of Abu Lahab, the Suwaiba, she's the one who breastfed it. She's the one who breastfed to the Prophet Muhammad initially. And I was watching the movie and then I have some information about that when the wife of Abu Lahab, she got jealous because she got jealous with Amina and she got jealous with Prophet Muhammad and she wanted to get back the slave, the girl. She said, okay, bring back her. I don't like this to feed Muhammad. So the Abu Lahab went to Amina and said, give back to me. And I don't like this maid to do breastfeed to my nephew. And then he don't pity him and then he get back. And then when about to Abdul Muttalib and he was about to die, he wanted to be the leader next. So he wanted to come near to Abdul Muttalib and he wanted to give him the milk, the hot milk to drink. And Abdul Muttalib refused it. He said, I don't like to drink from you because you did not give my child to Muhammad. You did not let him to drink milk from that female slave and now you want to give me the... So he refused and then finally he handed over to Prophet Muhammad to Abu Talib. And he said that you are going to take care of him like as you take care of yourself or as you take care of your own children, you take care to Muhammad. And then after that, he said, I can die with the peace. So when Prophet Muhammad born, there was no milk for him. And then the Halima Sadiya, the one who came from, but she doesn't, she came late and the market was over. The market to take the children to breastfeed. And then her camel was running towards the house of the Prophet Muhammad and he stand up there and then she followed and she want to bring the camel and the camel is not going. He said, I don't want to go. So finally the Amina called her, okay, come inside, eat with us, eat with me. Then she brought Halima inside and then feed her with some food and then finally she saw the Prophet Muhammad. She carried, then she started to cry. And then she agreed to bring him to the desert to breastfeed for a period of time. And when they were going back, that was the initial miracles that the camel was very weak And he started to get very fat by the miracle of Allah, to the through Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then he started to have a milk. And then when she go home, it started to rainfall. And then she started to get good health also. And then she started to breastfeed his own son, her own son, and to Prophet Muhammad. But Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam only drink from one side. He never tried to drink from other side. Even she wanted him to drink on the other side, he refused it. He did not accept to drink from the other side because he has a hud akhlaq, that this other side for his brother. Then when he grew big and then he returned to Makkah, then when the age of 6 years old, he went with his mother to Medina because his mother's parents from Medina. So she wanted to visit to Medina. So when she visited to Medina, she got sick. And also the Prophet Muhammad's father, Abdullah, is also buried somewhere near Medina also. And then she got sick and then they were under the treatment. Then she did not want to be live there and she wanted to go back. The father said, don't go back, you're very sick. She said, no, I want to go back, I'm okay. And on the way go back, on Abwa, she died also. So Prophet Muhammad has no mother also. And he was under the custody of his grandfather Abdul Muttalib. And later when he got also died, then he was under the custody of Abu Talib. And then he grew double orphan, nobody to, he has no enough money to take education. So he was unlettered, he doesn't know how to read and write. Yet he was the most intelligent and he was the most honorable and he was the most truthful person. And his life is starting from his childhood is a beautiful life. What he used to do, help people with his work. He carried the people's water. He cleaned the things he cleaned the houses, the places in the street also. He cleaned the Kaaba. He cleaned the Haram, the masjid around the Kaaba. And even when he was a young child, he has lots of beautiful things done. For example, when there was a building of Kaaba, beautiful story, when they were rebuilding the Kaaba, renovation, and the Hajr Aswad is the point where you start the tawaf. No? It's like a milestone or something like when you have a jogging or so you have a starting place. So this Hajr Aswad, the black stone, is the place you start. So they removed the stone and then now there was a time that they have to put the stone. Now every tribe said, I'm going to put this, I'm going to put this. So they started to fight. They don't agree that this tribe is going to place the stone in the Kaaba. And then finally the Prophet Muhammad was given this opportunity to choose. And that was like this, that there was a decision that the first person will come to Kaaba tomorrow, he will decide what to do. So they said, okay, agreed, let's go home everybody. So everybody go home. And the Prophet Muhammad, he came early morning in Kaaba. He's the first person to arrive. When arrive in the Kaaba for a person, after that everybody coming, he is the first to come. He will decide what to do. Now it is a very hard job for him. He's a young child. What I should do now? If I say this tribe, or this tribe, or this tribe, or this tribe, or this tribe, the other tribes will fight. If I say this tribe, all tribes will be enemy. And they will still fight. He said, what should do? And he's very intelligent. He said, bring one bed sheet. Bring one sheet, the cloth. Okay. He said, bring one sheet, and then he put the stone on the middle of the sheet, and he let all the tribes to carry the sheet. Come, all the tribes. One, the leader. Sardar, the leader. All leader of the one tribe, they carry the stone with the sheet. And he said, bring near to the Kaaba. Then he carried and he put it there and finished. So he let everybody opportunity to carry the stone. And then he's the one to place the stone. So there was so much beauty in his life. When he was young child, he don't go in the bad meetings or in the majlis which is not good and where there is a shamelessness, and he don't speak the bad word, he don't lie, he don't cheat, and he always do all the good things. So I think that is good enough, inshallah. It's not 5 minutes, 12 minutes already. So alhamdulillah bil alamin, inshallah. That's all.